Good morning, students. Today we're on our third day of doing 4x4 assignments. I'm going to remind you about how to fold your paper. Today I've got a blank sheet of paper. It's not lined like before. So remember I fold it 4 times. So I fold it 1 time in half. I try to make sure it's evenly in half. And then I fold it again in half. That's 2. Fold it 1 more time in half. That makes 3, and then I got to fold it the 4th time, so I'm going to fold it 4 times. 4 is the magic number, because when I open it up, I have myself a paper that has 4 by 4. 4 across the top, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4 down the column. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 by 4. Well, 4 by 4 is 4 times 4. That equals 16. And guess what? We have 16 squares there. Don't believe me? Count them. Okay, so today we're going to be making our 4x4s are going to continue to get just a little more difficult. Today I'm going to be adding. These are the numbers we're going to be putting on our paper. Okay, now a couple of things I need you to notice with these. Across the top, these are the numbers that go down the columns. Remember, they're the top number in each column. Of each square in the column, and these are the bottom numbers that go across the rows. So they go across. Now, I want you to notice a couple of things. One, in this last column, we've gone to a 4-digit number. It's a 4-digit, multi-digit number. Okay, and the other thing I want you to notice is in the last 2 rows, I've changed the sign. So we're going to start doing some subtraction problems. And you want to be really careful when you set this up. So I'll show you again how we do this. Many of you are probably going, Mr. Mitchell, I know how to do this. But I'm going to show you a couple more times just to make sure people are getting the idea. So remember, these numbers are the top numbers that go in the top number of each box in that column. So I'm going to start with 93. I've got my paper here. And I remember I'm going to put it towards the top, but not at the top, because I want some room to work. If you're going to be doing math, you need to be able to work the problems. So I got 93 there, 93 here, 93 there, and 93 towards the top of each of those boxes in that column. Then my next number I got to look at would be 64. That's the top number in each of the boxes in this column. 64, 64, 64, and 64. Oops, I about wrote it too close to the top. I want to make sure I have some room. Okay, the next number to be engaged in is 88. So I'm going to go 88, 88, 88, and 88. Notice I'm trying to center them in the boxes towards the top. And then this very last number is a 4-digit number. It's going to be 1,143. So I put over here on the top of this column 1,143, 1,143, 1,143. And it doesn't hurt for you to say these out loud to yourself because it's helping you learn the digits. 1,143. Okay? Now that I've finished those, I've got all my columns finished. Then I'm going to take my rows, and this is going to be the bottom number in each of the equations that go across that row. So I'm going to put plus 205. Now keep in mind, I got to make sure I keep the numbers lined up in their columns. So in this one, I don't have anything in the hundreds column, so the 2 is going to be out here by itself. 0, 5, and I line those up like that. Okay, and this one is a plus. So here again, I don't have anything out here, so I'm going to go 205, but I line them up so they fit in the right column, in the right place value. And I got, here again, 205, and I add those up. Now, when I come to this 4th one here, I've got 4 place value. And in this, the 2 belongs in the hundreds column. So I can't just put my 2 right here or I'll mess up my whole problem and get the wrong answer. I have to put the 2 in the hundreds column. Well, this 1 here is in the hundreds column, so I can put my 2 right under there. my 0 right under there in the tens column, and my 5 right under the 3 in the ones column. And I've made myself 4 problems already. Now I'm going to do the same thing with the next number that goes across, plus 173. So I don't have anything in this column, so I make sure I line it up. Make sure I line these up. 173 plus 173 plus. Notice how I've got those lined up in the column, and this one's going to, I've got the same deal. I got to make sure I line them up. 173, and there's nothing in the thousands column for this one. Okay, now I come down here and oh, this is going to be a change of pace, because now instead of just doing all addition problems, we're going to add some subtraction problems. So the third column has minus 52. So that's going to be the bottom number in this row. So I go 52 and I put a minus. And I go 52 and I go minus. Notice that minus 52 is the bottom number in every equation in this row. Oh, I about put the 50 under here. That would have been the hundreds column. That would have been wrong. I need to go with 52 there and line that up and put a minus sign. Okay? And then I've got minus 48. So I do the same thing, and I got to make sure I put the minus sign, because these problems are going to be takeaway. 48 minus 48, and then minus, I got to line these up. 48 goes into those columns, and I put a minus. Now I've got all these problems. I wanted to do a couple of we've been helping you with the addition problems. One of the things I forgot to tell you on Monday and Tuesday was I do have some videos on there from Khan Academy where they talk about adding multiple digit numbers and subtracting multiple digit numbers. So if you have a problem or you get confused, you can turn to those. But let me just work with you on a couple of the subtraction problems. Okay? So let's come over here and we'll look at this very first subtraction problem. 93 take away 52. Okay, so I always start in the ones column. Same rule as in with addition. Start in the ones column. So I go 3 take away 2. The things I want to check for is this is the bigger number. If I'm taking away, then I start with this number. And this number 3 happens to be bigger than 2, so I can do that. If I have 3 things, I can take 2 away, and I'm okay. I still have 1 left. Right? 3 take away 2 is 1. And 9 take away 5 is 4. So my answer there is 41. Okay? I got the same thing here. 4 take away 2 is 2. 6 take away 5 is 1. My answer is 12. Okay? Now, I'm going to come over here and look at this last takeaway one over here, because this gets a little bit complicated. Okay? But I have 3 take away 2, and that's 1. That works, right? But then I have 4 take away 5. If I have 4 in the tens column, can I take away 5? I take away 1, 2, 3, 4, but there's not a 5th one to take away. So this is where we do some borrowing. We borrow from our neighbor, or as they're calling it now, regroup. Okay? And if I borrow from my neighbor, I borrow just 1 from him. If I borrow 1 from him, guess what? He becomes a 0. And the one I borrow from him, I like to put right up in front here, because that's a 10, and that makes that 4 plus 10 equal a 14. So that makes that easy for me. 14 take away 5, now I can take it away, because 14 take away 5 equals 9. And now because this, I had to borrow from my neighbor, he's a 0, but I don't have to bring anything down. I don't have to worry about it because there's nothing to take away, so I can just bring that 0 down. And with this 1 here in the thousands place, there's nothing here to take away from in the next in the thousands place, so I can just bring that down, and my answer would be 1091. Hopefully you're getting some good practice at this. I love these 4x4s because they help you to remember to line these up straight, because I'm going to turn it over and show you what would happen if I went 1143 take away 52 in the wrong area. I'm going to get a new piece of paper because this is looking bad. So if I took 1,000, what was our number? 1,143, and I just kind of was sloppy and I put 48 over here and took away, I'd go, oh, well, look, there's nothing to take away here. 3 take away 0 is, that's 3. 4 take away 8, I got to borrow from this guy. He's going to become a 0. 0, and then the guy I borrow from him comes over here, makes that 14. 14 take away 8 is 6. 0 take away 4, can't do that. Got to borrow again. That would be 0, and that would make this guy a 10. 10 take away 4 would be 6, and then there's 0. So there's my answer, and I'm going, is that the right answer? And as I look at the page before and go, oh, wait a minute. When we did that problem before, our answer was 1091. So you can see, because I didn't line those up correctly, it really threw me off and I got the wrong answer. So I love this activity because it helps you to remember to line them up in their columns, helps you to understand about place value and how important it is, and also lining those up. So good luck with that. Remember to take a picture of it and download it onto the Canvas page.